Here in the UK, an emergency intervention by the Bank of England seeks to calm the panic on the markets over the government's new economic strategy.
Our headlines today. The government resists calls for a U-turn on its mini-budget after emergency intervention from the Bank of England to try to stabilise the UK's financial markets.
And Chris Philp, the Chief Secretary to the Treasury, says he's asked government departments to find efficiency savings.
The BBC investigation exposes a culture of humiliation, verbal abuse and bullying at one of the UK's largest mental health hospitals. Let's take a look at the papers. They continue to be dominated by the economic turmoil, of course, following the government's mini-budget. The Telegraph says a pension fund crisis sparked by the Chancellor's mini-budget forced a £65 billion bailout by the Bank of England.
The Prime Minister is facing pressure from her MPs to sack the Chancellor, reverse the abolition of the tax rate because it's gone down badly with voters. That is the story in the Guardian newspaper this morning.
Britain on the brink. That's how the Mirror describes it. The paper says the Bank of England's bailout has stopped the country's pension funds from going bust.
And it turns out that our stress can be sensed by dogs. Four-legged friends proved just how in tune they are with our feelings with a sniffing test. Showed they can smell stress in our breath and sweat. More on that on the BBC News website.
Take a look at the front pages this morning for you, and the Financial Times leads with the Bank of England's extraordinary intervention in an attempt to head off the negative reaction of worldwide markets to the government's mini-budget. The Guardian, their headline is Bank's £65 billion gamble to avert financial crisis. The Eye describes the move as an effort to save pensions. The Star pictures the Chancellor, Kwasi Kwarteng, with the paper joking that he's asking colleagues, does anyone have a clue what I'm doing? Even the Express, which usually supports the government, dubs today a day of turmoil. As it often does, the Sun takes a bit of a cheeky approach with the splash, squeaky fund time. And the bank's intervention is also the main concern for the Telegraph. The Metro hears that Liz Truss's former leadership rival, the ex-Chancellor Rishi Sunak, won't attend the Conservative conference next week, while the Mirror calls the PM blundered Truss, and the Mail opts for an entirely different lead story, with news that a smartphone has been found inside the body of one of the convicted killers of Stephen Lawrence after he was x-rayed in prison. And if you want to see any of those front pages again or read the story, scan the QR codes on your screen. That's going to take you to the press review on the Sky News website.